Hello, students, and welcome to week 5. For week 5, we're going to be continuing our discussion of the specializations within the counseling field. This week, we're going to be looking at trauma and substance use disorders as well as addictions. And so again, we have a number of readings for this. This is a pretty big specialization. It's actually 2 specializations in 1 week. So in our Principles of Trauma Treatment textbook, we're going to have chapters 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to have a couple articles. We're going to have some articles on mindfulness and trauma, mindfulness in veterans, mindfulness in child and adolescents, teaching assessment and treatment of PTSD and substance abuse or substance use disorders. We're going to look at a functional assessment of substance abuse and the assessment, diagnosis, and treatment of these issues. So a lot of reading this week, but it's a lot of really great stuff that's going to help you. Even if you don't specialize in the field of substance use or trauma, you're going to encounter clients that have these issues. And so it's really important for us to go over this work. So for our first assignment, we're going to continue that psychosocial assessment that we're working on for Dory. We're going to look through the lens of trauma and substance use disorders, and we're going to write our assessment according to those lenses. We're going to do a 350 to 500 word reflection on the strengths and difficulties associated with the trauma specialization, similar to what we did last week at the marriage and family one. And as every week, we have our 2 discussion questions. Our first one is going to focus on clinicians having some difficulty defining trauma and potentially oversimplifying the psychological phenomenon and the impacts of it. And so kind of discussing our thoughts on that. The second discussion question is about ways that trauma can inform some of the treatment differences. So based on what kind of trauma an individual may experience, how does that affect the type of treatment or the length of treatment that we might be using with clients? And the second part of that is the impact of substance use disorders or addiction when we're treating trauma-related disorders. There's this really great treatment program called Seeking Safety that is used for individuals who have both trauma issues as well as substance use disorders. And so that can be a really great thing to use with clients when we have this, these both things kind of acting comorbidly. But definitely look out for some of the things that I put under those discussion posts, those additional questions, thoughts, activities, and other stuff to add to your resources and to think about while we're tackling both of these topics this week. So definitely reach out if you have any questions or concerns or anything about the assignments specifically this week, and have a great week, and you'll see me when we come back next week.